For a lot of people, you will be the voice of the voiceless. You will be the person who inspires so many people to rise up and realize their own power, realize the power that they have. Hello, beautiful, wonderful, majestic souls. My name is Dans. This is my channel, That Good Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements. If you've made your way to this reading, I do believe there is a message in here for you. However, if you don't resonate with this reading, that's cool, that's chill. Go check out my channel. There are so many other readings there, and I'm sure you'll find something that fits you. So let's get into it. I have a pretty big download that came through this morning as I was doing. I have like 3 different types of journaling that I do, and the last one I allow the space for downloads, and today's is big. Before we jump straight into it, I do want to remind you that I am doing a personal reading giveaway at the moment. Entries will close on the 14th of December. So if you haven't entered already and you do want a chance to win a personal reading, and the personal readings come in the format of a video just like this one, they are a minimum of 30 minutes. Usually they become a lot longer than that. I used to be like, oh, we minimum of 15 minutes, but they all just consistently go to like 30 minutes or longer. So minimum 30 minutes, that's how long my readings are, which is generally how long, like the average amount of time that my readings on here go. But there'll be personal readings, personal little video uploads that no one else can see except for you. Okay, we already have cards coming out. I'm gonna stop shuffling so I can say this. So if you want to enter for a personal reading, to enter the giveaway, just make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that you comment good in the comments down below. I'm really loving seeing the really cute and creative ways that you guys are working good into a comment for your entries. It's really fun for me. So yeah, subscribe, comment good, and I'll add you to the list. Entries close on December 14th. The big message for this download is you are being awakened, and we have right here the Hermit card. All the pain that you feel because it is part of your divine purpose. You were made to help heal those around you and save them from the systems that are built to keep them suppressed. I'm going to pause there. I'm feeling really called to pull more cards on the Hermit. I really see that you are feeling so much deeper than you ever have before. And you are learning things and seeing things in a way that you have never seen things before. Things are being revealed to you, and you are just going deep down some rabbit holes with what is going on around you, trying to make sense of the things that are going on around you. We have everything is fine, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Swords, and the Page of Wands. You feel things so deeply. And what is coming through here is, although you might not feel like you have a range of options, you actually do have a massive range of options that are opening up for you. As I say that, I see 333 on the timestamp. The more you feel like you have no options before you, the more you'll realize you have so many options before you. I think we get into this reading in the ways that you can really open up the options and break through some of your limiting beliefs. Here we have the 8 of Swords and the Page of Cups. You will be taking the lead. For a lot of people, you will be the voice of the voiceless. You will be the person who inspires so many people to rise up and realize their own power, realize the power that they have. Especially in rooms and in places and in environments where people feel like they're powerless, people feel like they're helpless. And this is why you feel this so deeply, because there is a calling deep down within you that feels the need for equality, for justice, that sees the ways that the world is not in alignment with our souls. You see that and you feel that extremely deeply, and the reason why is because you are being called. You're being called to be part of the answer, to be part of the resolution. First, you must break free yourself from the invisible cage that was built around you. pressures to look a certain way, talk a certain way, live a certain way, pressures to make money and build a life a certain way. You have been conditioned to be part of a system that is working against you, and you are starting to wake up. Everything is going to start crumbling down, and I feel like it's a very spiritual tower moment, but it doesn't feel like a devastation like historical tower moments may have felt for you. This one feels different. This one feels more like a reckoning of your belief system in terms of, like, I feel like you have your God, you have your universe, you have your beliefs in higher power. That's not the thing that's being reckoned. What is being reckoned is like the reality and the constructs that you currently live in. We have the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Magician. What is leading you into this place of action, into this place of imagining a better world for yourself and for your fellow person, is that you have the imagination of a creator, of a creative person. You see how things are wrong and you can imagine a way and things could be right. You might not know exactly how to manifest that or action steps towards that, but like you want to. There is a little bit of a helpless, powerless feeling that is still kind of hanging around you, and that is part of what needs to be undone. That is part of the reckoning that needs to happen. The belief in itself that you are powerless, the belief that you are helpless to the constructs and the systems around you. You are actually an integral part in waking other people up. Because that's what you're doing. You're waking up. And you might not think that you have power, but the power that you have is to help wake people up. And that it is the power of the masses that holds together the social constructs and the systems that you are looking at and being like, this is wrong. It's the power of the masses that holds together, and it's the power of the masses that can break it. And that's why you're such an integral part of this. Your voice is such an integral part of this. People listen to you. People love you. People respect you. There's a lot of power in that. There is a lot of power in the fact that people like not only listen to you and see you as a wise voice, see you as a kind and compassionate voice, but even just in the power of like people want to hear your voice. People want to be in your energy. That's a very powerful thing. The fact that you have people actively seeking out your voice. That's immensely powerful, and that is there for a reason. I feel like some of you could have some kind of following or platform, and part of that is because the process that you're going through, you awakening, that is going to spread, and it already has begun to spread. Even though you haven't fully moved through your realizations and your awakening, your process has kicked into gear other people's processes as well. It's already begun. This process is heavy and emotional because it's deep, and there's a deep-seated and there are deep-seated and subconscious beliefs about yourself and the world that must be brought to light and dissolved. There are things that you thought, like, this is just the way things are. Maybe you were taught that that's the way things are since you were a child. And no one really explained to you why those things were the way it was. But it's just kind of like given information, like, of course, that. And it doesn't really need to make sense or not, it just exists. You're starting to look at those things and be like, if I had to explain this to someone, if I had to explain this that wasn't living in this society, if I had to explain this to someone that wasn't in this culture, would this make sense as a thing? Would this seem like the thing that makes the most sense, or is it the most beneficial, healthy thing for everyone here to be on the receiving end on? Like, does this make sense? Like, does this check out? Belief is in itself an energy. What you believe is truth, and the truth is only what you believe it to be. I want to say that again. Belief in itself is an energy. What you believe is truth, and the truth is only what you believe it to be. That is how powerful the mind is. Now, this can be on such a small scale. I'm going to start talking again about singing. Okay, that's my bread and butter. But the reason why I love talking about singing, why I think it's so special, is because it links to so many things and it has so many parallels in life. I've talked about that before. But for example, and this could be applied to any discipline, sport, craft, but like specifically with singing, if you think you can't sing a certain note, you're not going to be able to sing that note, or you have a very unlikely chance of being able to sing that note. That's particularly because the vocal muscle, those muscles are so closely tied to your psychology that if you don't think that you can do something, your body is going to react and act accordingly. Like, you won't be able to do it. But if you relax and let yourself believe that that thing is achievable for you, then it becomes very easy to do that thing. It becomes like second nature. The amount of times that with my students I've been like, come now, do you see how easy it was to do that? That wasn't even hard for you to do 11:11. It was just the thinking that needed to change. Just as much if you think that money for you is really, really hard to come by. Money for you is something that is really, really rare and controls your life. That belief is true if you believe it. And I'm not denying that there can be factors in your life that could be depleting that, but that belief is going to change how you spend money and how you move with money and how you treat money. That's just another example. Another example is like, okay, well, the drivers on the road where I live are just really angry and really, really aggressive. You're never going to see a time when people aren't aggressive because your mind is fixating on that. And that is your belief and that is your truth. And nothing can shake what you believe, especially if in your heart of hearts you know that to be a fact. You know to be a fact that we as people learn best in this kind of environment. It's like, is that true? Is that how humans best learn something? Is that how humans best grow? Is that how humans best communicate? Like, there are a few different things that we take as fact, but are just at their core, their beliefs. And it doesn't matter if someone else comes to you with different information. Your truth is your truth, and it's your truth because you believe it, and because you believe it, it's the truth. It can be a fact or it cannot be a fact. To you, it's your truth because you believe it. This is what I'm talking about when I say that belief is an energy. Belief is something that can motivate and demotivate in your life. It has so much pull. It has so much influence over your life. Belief is an energy. And it doesn't just work in the way that you're believing and having faith in God or a higher power or the universe, but just the way that you perceive your world, the facts that you know, the things that you take as information in your world. These are beliefs. And you are starting to see that. You're starting to see maybe there are some systematic things that you thought that's just how things have to be. You know? Like the public transport system has to be so expensive because it has to be, or I don't know what that might be for you, but like it's just like, yeah, and that's the way it has to be. That's the way it is. And I don't really know why, but someone somewhere knows why. But if you were to try and explain it, you'd be like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know, this doesn't make sense. I feel like that's the awakening that's happening for a lot of you. And it could be because there are a lot of interesting things. When I say interesting, I mean devastating. There are a lot of devastating things going on in the world right now. It could be waking up some things for you. That could be the catalyst for you to look around in your world and be like, wow, things are not what I thought they were. And the way that things and systems worked around me, they're not how I thought they worked. Now is the time to examine the things that you know as facts and start to look at them as beliefs. So the facts that you know about money, the facts that you know about beauty, the facts that you know about different skill sets, the facts that you know about success. Let's take that and think about it as like, what are my beliefs about money? What are my beliefs about beauty? What are my beliefs about skill? What are my beliefs about success? Once you start to see what you know as actually what you believe, the invisible cage around you will start to become visible, because the cage is visible, and you will begin to see the ways in which your subconscious beliefs are actively holding you down and bringing suppression into your life. This could even be about like family members for some of you. I feel like for some of you, this could be relationships going on around you. Four of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. You're not just taking things on people's word now. No, that's not you anymore. People can't just hand you something and be like, that's fine. That's going to be enough. No, that's not enough for me anymore. That explanation isn't enough for me anymore. This treatment isn't enough for me anymore. This system, this construct's not enough for me anymore. I am unsatisfied with this response. I am unsatisfied with this answer. From here, you will start to formulate your own beliefs that are so independently brought about, that are coming from your inner knowing, your inner world. Like, this is part and parcel with so much of what's been going on with the collective, with you really getting in touch with your inner world and listening to what your soul is saying, listening to what your body is saying, listening to the things that don't feel right. Like, how many times have I pulled the card, are you answering your soul's calling, in the last like 6 or so readings? Like, that card keeps coming up. Like, you really are starting to formulate like your own sense of right and wrong, your own sense of good and bad, your own sense of trust, and deconstructing certain beliefs about the things that are around you. And the more that formulates, the more sturdy you carry that forward, the more sturdy you carry that energy forward, that and that message forward. You will see the ways you're holding yourself down and holding yourself back. Take time to write out the things that you believe, and then without changing them, just sit with the question, what if that isn't true? Sit with the question, I have to work this type of job in order to earn this amount of money so that I can get to this place. I have to do that. You can sit with that question and be like, what if that isn't true? What other options would open before you if you're like, what if that isn't true? Or if you thought, me being successful means having this big of a house and having this much money in my bank account, that's when I'm going to be happy, and that's when I'm going to be successful, and that's when I'm going to be respected. What if you sat with that belief and questioned it and said, what if that isn't true? What if that wasn't a marker for being successful and appreciated? Just open up the question. I would love to, at some point, if we ever got to the point where I got over 1,000 subscribers and we could do like live sessions together, what I would love to do with y'all, and like with you helping me maybe helping you, do like some little like guided journaling sessions where we can just kind of like throw each other some different questions that kind of help us introspect on our world a little bit, and just kind of, yeah, I love little guided journal prompts and things like that. And I also think that body doubling is cool, and being around people where we can share epiphanies. Like, I love sharing little epiphanies and thoughts, and I just think it would be a cool different little thing for us to do, like guided journaling sessions together, and like we can share our thoughts or not share our thoughts, or we can just kind of sit with each other and take some intentional time to ask ourselves some questions about ourselves, non-judgmentally, not in a place where anyone has to share anything, but just be in a space where everyone's kind of working on that intention of getting in touch with themselves together. I don't know, I think it'll be really cool. So if you come back to this channel a lot, or if that's something you'd like to do, help me get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can do cool stuff like that, because I think it'd be really, really cool to open up that dialogue and spend a little bit of intentional time journaling with y'all. Anyways, back into the download. As you are going through this awakening process, more and more you will need to protect yourself. Now, this message has come up in the last couple of readings. This stage is an extremely vulnerable place to be in, and you will be lifting so much to the surface. You will be thrown around like a rag doll emotionally. It is going to be heavy. You're starting to deconstruct certain things, and I really don't feel like this is in terms of your faith. I feel like it might be like you're deconstructing beauty concepts, like the standard of beauty, and like why that might be in place, and who benefits from, skinny, light-skinned females being the standard of beauty for women. Who benefits from that? Why would that image be put forward? Is that actually the most beautiful thing, or is that just being pushed as the most beautiful thing? I just know that as I was growing up, that was the most beautiful thing. And then as I came to get old enough to start dating and all that kind of stuff, I found pretty quickly that people that I was dating they weren't actually that attracted to that. But I was fed that, and I bought into that. And why was that? Because there were companies and people that benefited from that. There were people who benefited from me hating myself. It's deconstructing ideas like that, to be like, is that real? Do people actually feel that way? The more I go out into the world, I'm like, I don't think that that's the standard of beauty. I really don't think that it is. I know I'm being told that it is, but the more I talk to people and the more I get to know people, I don't think that that's it. I think that there's an even amount of people liking an even amount of different body types. I think that that's actually what's going on. And you realize more and more that beauty is an energy, but that's just an example. Call in your guides, call in your people. Make space around you for this growth and undoing to happen. Make sure you have times of quiet and peace so that you can both integrate and disintegrate things in your mind. And the big message coming through in that part of the download is call in your kids, call in your kids, call in your guides, call in your people. Those might be your kids. Maybe they're particularly intelligent and strong and insightful. And kids can say some pretty interesting and honest things at times. They might have a really good perspective of oh, do you think that this is right in the world? And they can be like, no, that doesn't make sense. Sometimes it takes a kid to take that on face value and be like, nah, that doesn't make sense. But also your guides, your angels, God, the universe wants to help you. It helps so much if you put out the call to them. Spend some time in prayer if that's your modality. That's really going to help you as you're moving through this. It's going to help your energy flow through you a little bit easier. They can help you with that. And also help kind of plant little seeds in your brain to help you kind of find answers. Maybe get into a meditation and be like, okay, this is how I'm feeling and I don't know how to get out of this. How do I resolve this? What is a way that I haven't thought of or have forgotten about that might be able to help me? Lay with that and you will find that the answer will come. You already have the answers. You already know the answers. The answers are already with you, but sometimes they're hidden from you. You've been holding on to them so long, or maybe they kind of slipped away through the cracks when you were busy doing other things because life happens. This process, this pain, this journey is part of your purpose. If you are feeling a lack of hope and purpose, it is because you are not currently fulfilling your calling. You will find your calling in the places where your soul is in the most pain. Your journey is to remedy that pain within you, and in turn help abolish the systems that would put other people in those places. really think about what are the things that have driven you into a place of such darkness. What are the things that you wish other people didn't have to go through? What are the systems or the buffers or the helping hands that you wish were in your life? Whether that's a type of education, so you didn't go this way or that way or the other way, or a community or an insight, a resource. That is where you'll find the answer of what you're trying to call to, what your soul is trying to call to. What do you wish that you had? Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. What do you wish that you had? That is the thing that you are being called to begin to do. Call out to your God, your angels, the universe for help. They want to help. They are here to help. Ask for their help. That's a pretty beautiful place to leave these cards. I know this has been quite an intense reading. I really feel like there have been at least some of you that have been feeling quite shaken by recent events. Could just be events in your life, could be global. I hope that you are all taking care of yourself. My heart is with you if you are struggling at this time, but know that this is an important part of your process. You are awakening. Let's get into these oracle cards. Universe, please, insight and information. What does this beautiful good collective need to hear on this day? Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. This pain within you is speaking to something, and if you call out to your angels, they will help you. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. This is your awakening. It is happening. It's happening for you, and it's happening not only for you, but for so many people, the people that you will positively affect, that you are going to help. Protection, we said it in the reading as well. Protection, call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. You need to. This is a place that's going to be raw. It's going to be vulnerable. You need to set boundaries. You need to protect yourself. You do need to call back your power. 2727 is what just flashed onto the timestamp. That might be a significant number to you, 27. You need to protect yourself. You need to protect yourself. I can't stop saying you need to protect yourself. You will be vulnerable. You will be like emotional and agitated and distressed going through an awakening like this. It's not a pretty process. Make sure that you are in a safe space. Make sure you are with safe, supportive, and patient people as you are moving through this process. Anyone that might trigger you, set you off emotionally, or has no patience for you, you're going to just need to give them a little timeout, okay? Just a little bit of a timeout as you move through this. Let's get into the last cards. Universe, please, last words of insight and information for this beautiful collective. Okay. That's a lot of cards. That's too many cards. That's actually too many cards. Okay, thank you. Why do you keep wanting to give me cards? Okay. Okay, a lot of cards wanted to come out. This reading's just getting a little bit longer. We have like 5 of these cards. Okay. You don't need it all figured out. The gifted guide, stars, chaos, opportunity. You don't need to have all the answers. What is most important is that you are just beginning to question. The more you question, the more you allow yourself to sit with a question, the more the answers will be handed to you. Are you ready? The portal, adventure, ancestors calling. Are you ready? This is happening to you. Brace yourselves. You're going to need to brace yourself, and you're going to have to be okay with going into it not knowing everything. But it's happening. There is a reason you have those dreams, the mystic, intuition, high priestess, visionary. You are dreaming of a better reality for yourself. You are dreaming of a better reality for the world. And there is a reason why. There's a reason why you feel this pain. It's because you feel so out of alignment. Or maybe you feel aligned, but the world is out of alignment. Therefore, it makes you feel like you're wrong being in this world and not being able to operate within it. I'm getting little like nudges on me again. Reach out to the potential that is calling for you, potential and possibility, future, higher self, quantum. I want to ask you this question that I want you to ask yourself and then kind of follow on in the questioning. What if this awakening were to lead to your highest self? What if underneath the pain that you were feeling was your highest self in pain, feeling injustice, feeling out of alignment with the world, or that the world was out of alignment? How would you feel if your highest self came to you and said, this is your mission, these are the things that you need to do? What would you do? Dark night of the soul. She dug caverns in her heart until she found the light. Transformation, awakening, tower. It's going to be a heavy, heavy night when you wake up. But this is not the end. This is nowhere near the end. This is a necessary awakening that needs to happen. That needed to happen and needs to happen. Be so patient with yourself. Be so kind to yourself. That's been the message consistently going on here. Be really, really kind to yourself, especially during this process. Be really, really patient. But allow this to happen. Your highest self is calling to you. Your purpose is calling to you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I know this is kind of heavy. I know that this is a little bit heavy. But I appreciate you spending this time with me, and I hope that I can bring you some kind of validation or insight into the things that are going on around you at the moment. Like I said before, I would love to get to the point where I can do kind of live streams with you and do maybe some readings or some little guided journaling sessions with you guys. I would really, really love to do that, where I maybe pose some questions out to the group, and I would love to hear your questions as well, things that you felt like have really, really helped you get a better insight of yourself, because I really feel like the more and more that I am responding to the comments, the more I'm realizing that like you really have valuable things to add to this collective, and I'm so grateful that we've cultivated such a beautiful energy here in this collective, the Good Collective. Now, if you want to win a personal reading, the entries close on the December 14th. The way that you do that is by subscribing to this channel and by commenting good. But also my personal readings are back and they are on sale, so you can check out the website. All the prices for my all my pricings for my personal readings are in Australian dollars. And I say that they're in Australian dollars, they're listed as Australian dollars. So if you want to get an idea of how much that is where you are, just throw that amount into the conversion on Google. I know that like at the moment, the 30-minute personal readings on video are like $77.70, and I think that's like $50 US. So trying to bring the price down just a little bit, just for a temporary little sale, because they were not up there for a while. And so I've brought them back. So yeah, okay, it's like 1:45. That's why things are starting to get a little bit loopy over here. But I wanted to make sure I got this reading to you because I have a big gig tomorrow and I don't think I'm going to have time to do readings for the next couple days. So I just wanted to make sure I got another reading to you. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next reading.